Hi, and welcome to episode 6. We'll be focusing on configuring your settings within your Mobile Guardian portal and having a look at some of the functions that you can control, as well as some of the basic settings around your portal and etc. Adding users and configuring whether it's Chromebooks or whether it's iOS and all of that. So let's jump straight in. So obviously once you've logged in, you'll be brought to your dashboard, and then you can head over down to the settings tab, and you'll see now essentially the settings tab is your central kind of management from the admin point of view of your portal. So in this menu, you're going to find things like your school information. So you have the ability here to edit the school name if you need to, make any changes, set the time zone, the date format, whatever day the week starts on. So, in Dubai, for example, they work on Sunday to Thursday. You just have the ability to set that from admin point of view, as well as the address and wherever you might be positioned, and then the primary contact's name. So should something change within school and the IT admin leaves, you have the ability here to manage that and change that primary item. So if we need to reach out at any point or any mailers that need to go out, we'll go then to that user. Going a bit further down to global preferences, this is a great way to actually manage how your devices work and how your devices kind of talk to everything in the central point. So from here, you're able to send out a mass pin for all devices. So if you want to assign a pin for every single device, you can set it right here if you want it on, and this will then push down to all school-owned devices and then make sure that all devices are up to what you'd like it to be. You can also see there's some specific settings here that you can control. So install the Mobile Guardian Manage app for iOS. This is specific around iOS. Do not show the location for any devices. Hide all SSDs if you would like to. Overwrite any tags on sign-in. And it's essentially just a way to manage the admin-related settings around these devices. So just it gives you the ability to do this on all devices as opposed to one by one. You can also allow teachers to override automatic class join if they need to. So essentially with the classroom management tool, when the teacher launches the class, if they don't want it to automatically push the kids to join and rather have a pop-up, you have that ability. Right here is where you can also set up the auto naming prefix. So for example, this is the Graham Learning Academy, and whatever it is. So now the next time the device is added, it will then configure it automatically. So as we sync across devices, it will push that name across. So GLA1, GLA2, and so on and so on. Over here, I can also bulk upload my keywords. And that's pertaining to the web filter. So you can also do it from this menu, as well as controlling when you want applications to be pushed to devices. You have the ability to make sure that your network isn't under strain with hundreds of devices downloading an application. You can choose when it can do that. And then also with some of the updates, as it is doing updates, you can also set some restrictions in terms of when it's okay. So if the battery is low, don't push updates. Application, same thing. So you can just set that to make sure that no applications are being pushed when the device is close to switching off due to low battery. So really just already a central place to manage whatever you need to and push it to the device. You just hit save, and then it will push it down on the next sync with each device. Switching over to configuring your iOS MDM settings. So this is essentially the link between your Apple devices or your Apple School Manager, or even Configurator 2 and Mobile Guardian. So here essentially it's the step-by-step guide on how to link up these portals with a Mobile Guardian and how to create that relationship that each system can talk to one another. And obviously once you are enrolled, you also have the ability to add your VPP account at this menu. So you can just obviously check here, and then whatever the account details are, you can select the token, add it, and it will then apply to this portal. While you are here as well, if you do make use of DEP, you can also then set uh, specifics on these devices and just have a few extra controls right on this menu to limit or set free devices as you need to. So just a great central place to manage the more global controls on the devices. Nothing as hectic as like you saw in the profile setting where you are controlling the cameras and allowing cameras to go on and off. This is more kind of global settings on the device, how you want it to exist. Same with Active Directory. So if you make use of Active Directory, you just have the ability to add that Active Directory, whatever the domain might be, and the domain controller, and get it synced up and pulling users across. And then once again, just the ability to apply a tag for each level of your OU structure, tagging from groups. You can bring that all across as you need to, as well as on macOS. The same thing goes there as you bring it over. You just have the ability to set up automatic updates as it comes in. So on my profile, you'll see that I'm obviously using Chromebook and I'm using Google Console for Education. And you'll see here, I've created a JSON file that's allowed me to create the API link between the console and Mobile Guardian. And what that means is I can now obviously sync devices and users and devices according to my OU structure that I have. So I can now bring and sync users and stuff across. And then I can also, once again over here, just apply any global settings that I need to with that. So if I sync Google Classroom with Mobile Guardian as well, I can sync classes down from your Google Classroom down to Mobile Guardian so that you can see exactly what's happening there. And then you can also just manage some of these. And I can even do background sync setup on this. So for example, if I want on a weekly basis, a daily basis, a monthly basis to sync to the Google console, I can set that up that it does users and devices, and then also the frequency and when I want it to sync. So if you want it to happen after hours, when there's less load on the network, you can then set that up. And then also a great feature is our Android EMM. So now the ability to actually manage Android devices with Mobile Guardian and restrict them and apply the same restrictions you'll see on the Chromebook side as well as on the Apple side to lock down these devices. And there's two ways you can now do this with G Suite enrollment. So if you use G Suite, you can actually use this now to manage student login and manage the devices. And then also with a Mobile Guardian managed account. So if you have unauthenticated users and you don't have a G Suite account, but you are still looking to have shared devices that you need to control, you can actually create a Mobile Guardian EMM unauthenticated setup where you can still apply all of the restrictions we've gone through before without having to have, say, Active Directory or even a Google account or a paid Google account, because you can essentially do this through Mobile Guardian and it gives you the step-by-step settings from there. You can also obviously manage your tags, any tags you have set up, you can change it, add devices, remove devices as you need to. Anything around the grading system, so however you'd like to do it. So if it's year, standard, form, or custom, you can apply it there and ensure that everything is where it should be. Any time and date specific settings, more related around profiles, you can just manage all your profiles once again, and just make sure everything's aligned. Any specific certificates that you might require, you can just add it in here, as well as the classes. So this pertains more to Google Classroom and making sure that if you need to go in and check what's happening and that teachers are performing their classes, you can even go in and have a look at the sessions and what was done, what class it was, and what was happening. And then obviously users being the IT admin users in this. So for example, myself and Nick from us, and then someone else that has been using my account. So you can see here, it's just a great way to essentially manage what's going on in your organization from a device point of view, and then push in more global settings down. So I would say the boring stuff, to be honest, but the important stuff nonetheless. And it's just, I think, if you get this set up right in the beginning and as you go through it, it's going to save you a lot of time. So spend a little bit of time getting this right. as you need to. And yeah, like I said, I think I've mentioned it before, please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is there, and set up some time. If you're having struggles, I understand that in the beginning they can be quite overwhelming, as you're trying to configure and sync everything up and get everything going. So we're here every step of the way. Please reach out to me, and we'll switch over now in the next episode when I see you guys again into managing your zones with Mobile Guardian, and getting that all configured and set up. So see you guys soon. Chat. Cheers.